The $700 million foundation of the Los Angeles Dodgers is cracking right before our eyes today. A massive crisis is unfolding inside the clubhouse right here in early May. Manager Dave Roberts has just issued a severely serious warning to Shohei Ohtani regarding his secret pitching rehabilitation program. The immense pressure of the regular season is colliding violently with the stubborn willpower of the greatest player on earth. We are witnessing a terrifying standoff between a manager trying to protect his ultimate asset and a superstar desperate to return to the mound. Is the relentless rush to play two ways completely threatening the entire future of this historic franchise? We have to look at the terrifying truth hiding behind those closed dugout doors right now. Do you think the Los Angeles Dodgers are secretly panicking about his physical condition right now? So drop your thoughts in the comments below. We need to dissect exactly what is happening with his medical timeline. The entire sports world is completely paralyzed by this breaking news. When the manager of the most expensive team in baseball history has to publicly confront his star player, we know the situation has reached a critical boiling point. The whispers have been circulating for weeks, but today those whispers have turned into a deafening roar. Ohtani wants the baseball. Roberts refuses to hand it to him. This is not just a disagreement about a throwing schedule. This is a fundamental clash of philosophies that could derail the entire season. The tension is so thick you can cut it with a knife. Every single reporter in the city is scrambling to get answers, but the front office remains completely silent. The silence speaks volumes about the absolute panic happening behind the scenes. We have to realize the absolute magnitude of this internal conflict. Shohei Ohtani is not just a standard baseball player. He is the complete epicenter of the entire Los Angeles sports universe. His burning desire to pitch again is completely overriding the cautious timeline established by the elite medical staff. This massive friction is creating a thick cloud of tension over the entire team. The Dodgers are currently trying to win crucial baseball games, but every single camera is pointed directly at the right arm of their designated hitter. The reporters are not asking about the offensive lineup. They are constantly questioning Dave Roberts about bullpen sessions and secret throwing programs. The manager is trapped in an impossible nightmare. He desperately wants his ace pitcher back on the mound, but he cannot risk a catastrophic injury. When a player tries to accelerate a complex medical rehabilitation, the results are usually disastrous. The warning signs are flashing bright red across the entire organization. Every single time Ohtani picks up a baseball, the collective anxiety in the stadium skyrockets. The other players in the clubhouse feel the massive weight of this distraction. They see the intense conversations happening in the corners of the dugout. They know their championship hopes rely completely on his long-term health. But right now, long-term health is clashing directly with short-term ambition. The veteran players are trying to keep the locker room focused, but it is completely impossible. You cannot simply ignore the massive elephant in the room when that elephant is worth $700 million. The coaching staff is spending more time managing medical updates than they are managing actual baseball strategies. The entire operation is grinding to a painful halt. The fans in the stands are watching him swing the bat and wondering if every single rotation is putting massive stress on a healing ligament. The joy of watching him play is slowly being replaced by pure unadulterated fear. To understand this massive clash, we must dive deep into the devastating medical history. We must look directly at the terrifying reality of his previous Tommy John surgeries. The human elbow is simply not designed to undergo this level of continuous surgical trauma and extreme physical exertion. Ohtani possesses an absolutely superhuman level of mental toughness. But right now, that exact same mental toughness is his greatest vulnerability. His relentless drive to push beyond the limits of human biology is terrifying the Dodgers front office. Dave Roberts is being forced to play the role of the ultimate villain. He has to look the most talented baseball player in history directly in the eyes and tell him no. He has to physically stop him from throwing the baseball. This creates an incredibly awkward dynamic between the undisputed leader of the team and the undisputed face of the franchise. Rushing back to the pitching mound does not just threaten his throwing arm. It threatens his mechanical foundation at the plate. If he alters his throwing motion to protect a healing elbow, he risks destroying the kinetic chain that generates his massive home run power. We are talking about a fragile biological ecosystem. One tiny mistake in his throwing program could instantly eliminate him from the entire season. The medical staff understands this terrifying reality. Dave Roberts understands this terrifying reality. The front office executives are literally holding their collective breath every single day. The medical team is practically begging for patience and strict adherence to the recovery protocol. But the deep ratomize hiding behind this medical drama is what truly terrifies the baseball experts. Ohtani knows his legacy is built on being a two-way monster. He does not want to be just a designated hitter. He feels a massive responsibility to dominate on both sides of the ball. This internal pressure is pushing him to take massive risks. He is secretly testing his arm when nobody is watching. He is pushing the physical therapy sessions past the recommended limits. The coaching staff has to monitor him constantly like a parent watching a reckless teenager. It is an exhausting and unsustainable way to manage a professional baseball team. But here is the twist nobody wants to admit about this clubhouse dynamic. The secret rehabilitation sessions represent a massive fracture in trust between the player and the organization. When a player goes rogue and ignores the medical advice, it completely undermines the authority of the coaching staff. Dave Roberts is losing his grip on the situation. If Ohtani suffers a setback because he pushed too hard, the blame game will completely destroy the clubhouse chemistry. The Dodgers built their entire decade-long strategy around this one specific player. If his elbow snaps again, they do not just lose a future starting pitcher. They instantly lose the most feared designated hitter in the league. The physical trauma of another major arm injury would sideline him completely. It is an absolute gamble of monumental proportions. The front office is paralyzed by the potential consequences. Do they suspend him for ignoring medical orders? Do they publicly discipline a player who brings in millions of dollars in daily revenue? The answer is absolutely not. They are trapped by his superstar status. This unseen danger is eating away at the foundation of the team. The media is starting to catch on to the internal friction. The whispers are turning into published articles. The front office is desperately trying to spin the narrative as a passionate player eager to return. But the reality is a complete lack of control. The tail is currently wagging the dog in Los Angeles. The medical experts are issuing dire warnings, but the patient refuses to listen. If this dangerous standoff continues, the Los Angeles Dodgers will absolutely face a catastrophic collapse in October. The consequences of a catastrophic setback are absolutely unthinkable. The entire financial model of the franchise is teetering on the edge of a cliff. While Los Angeles frantically deals with this medical drama, the rest of the league is watching very closely. The New York Yankees are certainly not waiting around. Aaron Judge is absolutely destroying baseballs over on the East Coast right now. He is leading his franchise with incredible focus and zero off-field distractions. Judge is not worrying about a throwing schedule or a surgically repaired elbow. He is putting all his massive energy into hitting home runs and winning baseball games. The contrast between the two superstars is incredibly stark and deeply painful for loyal Dodgers fans to witness. While Ohtani battles his manager and his own body, Judge is confidently cementing his powerful case for another MVP trophy. The power dynamic in the league is shifting rapidly. The Philadelphia Phillies are also surging forward with incredible momentum and dangerous confidence. They clearly see the glaring vulnerability in Los Angeles, and they are aggressively accelerating their own push for dominance. Every time Ohtani sees Judge hit a majestic home run on the television, the competitive fire inside him burns even hotter. He wants to answer back. He wants to prove his complete dominance. This intense rivalry is pushing him to make irrational medical decisions. He sees the Yankees marching toward the playoffs without any medical drama. He sees the complete stability in New York, and he desperately wants to replicate that success in Los Angeles. But Major League Baseball is an incredibly ruthless and unforgiving environment. The season does not pause for anybody to figure out their medical protocols. If the Los Angeles Dodgers fail to fix this unprecedented crisis, immediately they will be left far behind in the championship race. The biggest rivals across the country are smelling blood in the water. They know a distracted Dodgers team is a highly vulnerable team. The window of opportunity is slamming shut for Dave Roberts and his entire coaching staff. Every single day brings a new test of wills between the manager and his superstar. The Los Angeles Dodgers are walking on a very thin tightrope suspended over a massive canyon. Dave Roberts has drawn a massive line in the sand with his serious warning. But the ultimate question is whether Shohei Ohtani will actually respect that line. The stubborn greatness that made him a global icon is currently the exact thing threatening his entire career. Will he finally listen to the medical science and accept his role as a designated hitter for this season? Or will he continue his secret throwing program and risk complete physical destruction. The fate of the entire baseball universe hinges on this specific standoff. We are watching a tragic sports drama unfold right before our eyes. The regular season is a brutal marathon, and the Dodgers are already exhausted by the internal politics. We want you to join this massive conversation right now. Tell us if you think Dave Roberts is doing the right thing by stopping him. Do you think Ohtani should demand to pitch anyway? The tension is reaching a critical boiling point right now on the West Coast. The next few weeks will completely define the legacy of this team. Let us know your exact thoughts down below.